I consider like platforming somebody that is a lefty to talk about historical things to be in the same level of platforming like Nick Fuentes to talk about the Holocaust. God, I can't tell how many people are grifting in my subreddit with this Bolivia shit. Holy fuck. Can it be a coup and a good thing at the same time? Yeah, of course. A coup's not always bad. But people at lefties are saying it's like a
Have
CIA
you ever heard of a game called AI War?
Well,
I think it's exactly your brand of
the thing
autism.
is, I don't think there's like any evidence that I've seen at all for like the fact that it's like a CIA coup. Thoughts on Bolivia or the impeachment hearing? I tried to listen to some of the impeachment hearings, so they're boring as fuck. And then I tried to listen through to the. I started reading a little bit of the Bolivia stuff, but it seems like pretty complicated. I kind of want to just wait a little bit longer for the dust to settle on all of that. Or wants to talk. I have to do my own reading. I don't trust, after all of the like supposedly educated lefties I've talked to, I don't trust them on any of their historical takes whatsoever. Like I think that's like going forward, like race realism, historical revisionism from Nazis, and then lefties that ever want to talk about anything related to history. I don't trust it anymore. I consider like platforming somebody that is a lefty to talk about historical things to be in the same level of platforming like Nick Fuentes to talk about the Holocaust. Like they lie about history so much, it's fucking disgusting. So I won't do it anymore until like literally every single big lefty claim somebody has made about related to history has been flat out fucking lies. So I'm not doing it anymore. So if Rem wants to talk about Bolivia at some point, we can, but I have to go and do my reading on it first because I don't trust them, and I don't think you should either. I don't trust maybe I shouldn't trust anybody when it comes to history. Like people engage in like their historiographic like revisionism like so fucking hard. It's insane. Holy shit. Examples of this, just wondering. Michael Brooks did it when he tried to bring up the example and then run the fuck away from it immediately when we were talking about the tariff thing. Hassan, a ton of people have done it related to stuff related to the USSR or China. That's been like a common thing over and over again. People have done it related to Venezuela, saying that like capitalism is actually what caused it to fail. People have done it related to Cuba, saying that the U.S. is the only country that's like related in foreign intervention. People have done it with the history of capitalism, saying that capitalism is like the big drive for like why pollution and shit has happened in the world, rather than it being industrialization, and then ignoring the fact that the USSR engaged in a fuck ton of horrible like environmental atrocities too. Luna did it in regards to Vietnam and the way that their economy works and whether or not central planning could account for everything they needed, ignoring the whole shadow economy shit. Like everything. But almost every single like historical claim a lefty has made has been just a flat out fucking lie. It's not even just wrong. It's just a flat out fucking lie. Oh yeah, Caleb did it. That Weasley little fuck that defends like all the authoritarian regimes. Mike from CCP does it a little bit when he refuses to talk about the Hong Kongers. Yeah, it's insane for a group of people that constantly throw out the like, oh, read history. Like every time it's like, okay, cool, I'll go read and see what you're talking about. It's been flat out fucking lies, like lie after lie after lie after lie. It's insane. So when are you going to start reading yourself instead of just preaching everyone is lying? I literally just said the reason why I know this now is because I have been reading it. But okay, bye. Do you still trust in Sam Seder? I don't know. I haven't heard him say anything crazy yet, but we'll see. Destiny, it's identity-driven, motivated reasoning. People interpret history to fit their tribe and the best possible. Yeah, it's fucking insane, dude. Holy shit. Why are you so flustered? It's been really frustrating to discover that like people on the extreme left, like the way that they engage with fact is identical to people on the alt-right. It's really annoying to me. Like I kind of assumed that like alt-righters for ideological reasons were kind of driven to stick to their own narratives and would exclude like any facts that disagree with them because that's how their worldview works. I'm used to it because of evangelicals and religious people from a scientific or philosophical like aspect, but I didn't know that people that were like crazy on the left online too did it just as much, like or more. Like it's insane to me. So that's just been like really fucking frustrating. Like, I don't want to have to, like, everywhere that I go on the internet, like, that I have to deal with the fact, like, okay, who are we bringing on today? Like, I have to know every single thing they're talking about, because if I don't, they're going to fucking lie like a motherfucker. They'll lie through their teeth about it. Like, it's so crazy to me. Holy shit. On Mindwaves last night, Rem claimed the election of Bolivian Supreme Judges is more democratic than the U.S. Well, I was under the impression that the Bolivia judges were more or less installed by the previous leader, Morales? I don't know what his name is. They just left or whatever. Were they not? Like similar to what? Isn't that basically what happened in Venezuela when Maduro basically like installed enough members into Congress to basically or Parliament to basically say like none of these rules matter anymore to do like a takeover like that? I don't remember. I have to go back and dig into the specifics yet. who is to be trusted when talking about history? I don't know. The history subreddit seems pretty good. Our history, our Ask Historians seems to have good stuff on there. But when are you going to get an in-depth tackle of the Bolivia situation? I actually read a few articles on the plane. Try to figure out what the fuck is going on. People are saying right now that there's like a right-wing fascist coup. But my understanding is that the overthrow, that if you call it an overthrow, that's currently happened, are basically saying they're going to stage democratic elections, right? Like, it's not like they've gone full-on, like, authoritarian, like the last guy kind of tried to do, a little bit. But the more I read into it, the more it seems like all the people on the left are just really ass-pain because what's the guy's name? Evo something, Maduro or whatever. Or whatever. That guy, apparently he's like a big socialist, so people are really mad. Oh, Morales? Evo Morales? Are just mad because he was a socialist, so they don't ever want to see him go no matter how horrible or evil he is. I'm auto-perm banning everybody from my subreddit, saying that it's a CIA coup as well, unless there's some evidence posted of that. I feel really bad. I've seen a couple of Bolivians step in and like write out what's going on, and they just get shit on and downvoted relentlessly by lefties who don't like what they have to say. Apparently he was a pretty good president, except authoritarian removal. Well, it's not that he was a pretty good president. Apparently he's like a really good president. Apparently he removed like 1 million people from poverty. Like, I think overall his regime has been incredibly positive. That's what that seems to be from the little bit I've read. It seems like his regime was incredibly positive. The only problem is that the guy himself seems to be, this is just what I've gathered so far, he seems to be a bit of an egomaniac. So while he's done like really positive things for the country, he thinks he's the only one that can do it, and he hasn't like trained up like anybody else, so they haven't like talked about successes at all. Like, he's literally just like, he thinks that he has to be like involved in everything. People are saying he offered to redo the elections. It's not really how that works. If you're accused of tampering with elections and there's like decent proof about it, which is obviously up for debate, nobody's going to be happy with you redoing it, right? That attitude is pretty good if you're effective, no? No, you should always be training up like successors, and I think that was one of Obama's big faults in the Democratic Party, is that he didn't do much to build the party. You should probably be trying to build your party, especially if you have to like load a court to like rewrite part of the Constitution to extend your term limits. This is probably not a good look. Dude, some of the lefties in my subreddit, their defenses for that were so fucking funny. They were like, well, hold on. First of all, the only reason he was trying to run for more terms is because other countries were publishing propaganda about him. So that's why. Like, dude, you realize Trump thinks the same shit, right? What a shit argument. I banned a lot of people saying shit like that. Do you think the Trump impeachment is just bad memes at this point? I'm not sure. Did you see the post about it being a coup but not a CIA coup? I mean, it kind of feels like the term genocide at this point. I mean, you can call it a coup or not. I mean, the guy stepped down on his own. The military arguably pressured him. I mean, they told him, like, hey, you should step down. Evo Morales, what was his name? Fuck. I keep wanting to call him Maduro. Evo claimed that they had an arrest warrant for him and that they were coming to arrest him. But he claimed, Morales. So Morales claimed the military was going to arrest him. The military said that wasn't going to happen. I don't know. It's not like the military has stepped in and seized power. Ideally, they're going to have democratic elections now, which isn't typical of a coup, right? Normally, coups are associated with, we're going to overthrow the government, take power, and we're going to keep it. Someone living in Mexico tried pushing back on the class reductionism posts. Oh, I think I saw your exact post, actually. You made like a really long post about how like Bolivians see themselves or something. No, that wasn't you. It was another guy that lived in the US that was talking about it. He made a really long post explaining how they don't just see class or whatever in Bolivia. And then the response to it was some lefty was like, are you serious? Are you defending fascism right now? And that was his whole response to that guy's entire post. I banned him for that. And the other guy actually got downvoted as shit for it too. Do you have any opinion on the social unrest in Chile? I don't know anything about Chile. I don't know anything about most, I want to say most African countries, but I'm pretty sure enough of you will take them seriously that I can't make that joke, so. Morales announced plans to nationalize the lithium industry days before the coup. Remember, we overthrew Mohammed Mossadegh in Iran because he wanted to nationalize the oil supply. So you sound like a lefty, so I can't trust anything you just wrote. I'm sorry. I don't even. So just because you said that now, we probably didn't overthrow him because he was going to nationalize the oil. Probably had to do with some other geopolitical things. I would have to read into it more, but I absolutely don't trust. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I've been too traumatized by shitty lefty takes on history that I don't trust it anymore. So I'd have to go look into it. It's possible that it was over oil. I don't know. I'd have to look into it. Do you think alt-right groups forming with Nick is indicative of a growing problem? Maybe. I think the left's messaging sucks. I need to get into debating people on the right more. The left's messaging sucks because they have a harder message to sell. Conservatives love easy, dumb shit. Yeah, but lefties are also stupid as fuck about their messaging too. It's as bad as when I was like debating like alt-righters. Like these people are insane. To be clear, when I say lefty, I'm specifically referring to like the hard